So it's 11:01 and I will start. Thank you very much. Namaskara, everybody, all attendees and the main presenters. Special namaskars to Mr. Sadanand Gowda, sir. Thank you very, very much. And as you said, punctuality is a trait which you follow. Thank you very much. It's a learning for us. Mr. Sachin Kumar Singh, sir. Everybody likes the name Sachin. And now another reason for us to like, you have got double attributes. One is the name Sachin, which is a very popular name, and second is Janaushadhi, which is also a very popular concept. So indeed, you are a most loved name. And I welcome Mr. Narayan Gowda, sir. Can you please wave, Principal of College of Pharmacy, RR College of Pharmacy. Yes, thank you. And Professor Ravindra, sir, thank you very much for coming in. And Kaushik Devraju, the youthful, dynamic KRPA leader. So we have a wonderful session here today, and the theme of today's discussion will be in our 20th free public pharmacist doctor webinar, Janaushadhi is the pharmacy of India. So the main speakers will dwell on the topic, what is the greatness and the importance of Janaushadhi. So welcome to you all and welcome from Bangalore. First, a few highlights about the people-centric PKM Educational Trust established in 1993 with the objective of offering good quality education in both technical and non-technical fields. Please understand, based in basically a rural area and also having a touch with the rural sector, this institution encourages people from both rural as well as urban areas, urban poor also. All the schemes which are available for the needy students are made available in this institution because the philanthropist Mr. Y. Raja Reddy believes education is a transformational exercise which everyone should have access for. He is aided by the secretary Mr. Kiran and director Mr. H.R. Arun. We also have that the PKM Educational Trust has got a group of institutions called RR institutions. These RR institutions comprise of College of Pharmacy, Institute of Technology, School of Architecture, Nursing, 2 colleges, management course colleges, diploma, and so on. This is the bird's eye view of RR College of Pharmacy, a helicopter view. So it's a very large building, good infrastructure, and to aid the clinical pharmacy practice as well as other types of nursing courses, NRR hospital is there. RR College of Pharmacy offers B.Pharm, PharmD, as well as PharmD post-baccalaureate, M.Pharm, Diploma in Pharmacy, and several other important courses. There is a lush green environment, pollution-free, beautiful campus, highly dedicated and committed faculty members. In Bangalore North, this is one of the important institutions that not only helps the development of education, but also offers scholarship for merit students. So there is a very, very good presence of RR institutions in Bangalore North constituency. When you say Bangalore North, can you forget to name this individual or take the name of this individual? He is a pleasant, hardworking, handsome, and the most cheerful leader. And I think he is well known for his constant stick of cheer, which is infectious. And his full name is Devaragunda Venkappa Sadananda Gowda. Born in 18 March 1953, currently Sadanand Gowda sir is the Minister of Chemicals and Fertilizers in the Government of India, and he represents Bangalore North constituency as an MP and also was the 20th Chief Minister of Karnataka. He is known to be very hardworking, amiable, and he is known to be an excellent team performer. So obviously he is loved and feted by everybody. He loves his roots. His roots are basically he's a Tulu Gowda family person, born to Venkappa Gowda and Kamala Madam, and in Sulya of Karnataka. Gowda sir graduated in science from St. Philomena's College, Puttur, went on to obtain his degree from Vaikunta Baliga College of Law in Udupi. He became active in student politics first, so he went on to become the General Secretary of his law college, and then he went on to become the District General Secretary of the Parishad, and he started practicing law for a brief period in both Sulya and Puttur. Then he slowly went on to become a full-time politician, being very active in labor movement, cooperative movement, and now a very loved person of the Bangalore North MP constituency. Thank you very, very much, sir, for coming in. For the Janaushadhi, the Pharmacy of India, Dynamism, in fact, is thy name, Mr. Sachin Kumar Singh, IRS. He is an MBA turned IRS officer, and his focus is currently on the scheme to supply affordable medicines. He is the 2011 batch IRS officer, CEO of Bureau of Pharma PSUs of India. So basically, this body is working on the Janaushadhi scheme. He has had a corporate avatar also before joining the IRS. He was with the ICICI Bank, and he has currently worked hard to spruce up the Janaushadhi scheme, including training the personnel. He is focusing on the stock and inventory management. BPPI has now opened India's largest pharmacy warehouse of 60,000 square feet near Gurugram in Haryana. And the warehouse is digitally connected, requires no manual entries, and Singh has introduced the professional performance-based appraisal system. So you can expect that he is a gung-ho person going on for obtaining good key result areas. So as you can see, he's a very dynamic individual addressing various themes of the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi scheme. And we indeed think it's a great fortune for us to have on our webinar today, Mr. Sachin Kumar Singh, IRS. Thank you very much, sir, for coming in, and warm greetings to you from all of us here at Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association and RR College of Pharmacy. So now I request Dr. Narayan Swamy, sir, to kindly provide the welcome address. Dr. Narayan Swamy, sir, is the Principal of the College of Pharmacy. Yes. Over to you, Narayan Swamy, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, one and all. Especially, I heartily welcome our Honorable Minister, Central Government of India, and also our MP, our Sadananda Gowda ji. DV Sadananda Gowda ji, the introduction completely as given by our Sunil Chiplankar, sir. Little bit, the whatever we know, little bit I'll introduce, welcome our Sadananda Gowda ji. Sadananda Gowda ji has become the first 94 to 2004 as a member of assembly, that is MLA, 2 times in Puttur and Sulya. Then 95 to 96, member cell preparing draft bill commission. And then directly he has become MP at Mangalore. Then second time MP at Udupi, and become Karnataka Chief Minister of Karnataka. Then after third time again he elected as a member of parliament and Bangalore North, especially our constituency. He is our person. That's why whenever we call for our programs as well as any support from the BPPI, always the sir is providing for us. We are always, every year we are conducting mega health camp on 27th of February every year. Since 10 years, the BPPI as well as our ministry is providing all the helps required to the needy people, providing the medicines, everything. Anyway, with a small introduction, I welcome you, sir, heartily in behalf of RR College of Pharmacy, and as well as our team. I welcome you, sir. Then Sunil sir has already given the complete introduction about the Sachin sir. Sachin Kumar sir, I no need to give the much. Already the participants have crossed nearly about 350. I don't want to take much time. Eagerly, everybody is waiting. The Sachin Kumar Singh sir, I welcome you, sir. And not the least, all the participants, all our team, I welcome once again. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, attendees. You are coming in large numbers. The number is increasing. Now over to Mr. Sadananda Gowda, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We are all ears to you. And Sadananda Gowda, sir, will now address all the attendees.
Principal RR College of Pharmacy, Shri Dr. Narayan Swamy ji, Professor, Head of Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Shri Professor Ravindra ji, my CEO, Mr. Sachin Kumar Singh ji, other dignitaries on the dais, and all the persons who are hearing this great vision of this RR College of Pharmacy. Practically, it gives me immense pleasure to be here with you to join this auspicious occasion, wherein this Pradhan Mantri Janaushadhi Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana, it plays a very major role during these COVID-19 times. practically not only today, right from 2016, we started our service to the people of this country. In 2015, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, then I was the Minister of Statistics and Program Implementation. He called me and he wanted to have a survey with regard to the standards of living of the people of this country. How much they are spending out of their total income to the basic necessities, especially for health, education, housing, etc. I don't know how the Prime Minister was able to trace out the real difficulties of the poor people. He called me and said that you should go for a survey. My sample survey office took up a survey. For 1 year, the survey went on. But the results were, it was quite heartburning, and it was a challenge for the government of India. The people, especially middle class and lower middle class people, they used to spend 15 to 30% of their income for healthcare concerns. You see, just imagine if a family spends 15 to 30% of its total income for healthcare system, then how he can survive? And especially in the survey, it has come out that nearly 1.5 crore people, they go below poverty line because of this spending for the healthcare system. So the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister was that we should tackle this issue, and we should see that the middle class and lower middle class people should be given all sorts of support, and spending of his annual income towards health sector should be reduced. Thereby, he can have a life which certainly able to manage from his own income. Otherwise, he will go down. Nearly 1.5 crore people, they used to go below poverty line. Means, just imagine, year by year, 1.5 crore means we want to see that nearly 4 crore people should go above the poverty line every year. It was not acceleration, it was retardation in that aspect. So the Prime Minister thought that certain initiations should be taken by the central government to see that these people should be supported in healthcare system. So Prime Minister just called for the meeting of experts. He called for the meeting of the cabinet colleagues. He called for the meetings of health ministry. And finally, he planned for certain initiations in this direction and took it as a challenge. He took it as a challenge. He, first of all, he thought that all the people across the country, they should be made available quality generic medicines at an affordable price. You just imagine, it is not only providing some medicines, but quality is one of the important areas of concern. And it should be at affordable price. It should reach out to the people with the income that he is earning during the whole year. So, Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana scheme was launched by the government of India by the Honorable Prime Minister. Under his supervision, we took all the initiations how we should take care of this system. Fortunately, my ministry is looking after this. My Ministry of Pharmaceutical is taking care of all these things, especially my CEO, Sachin. He is one of the very enthusiastic gentlemen who takes care of all this. He took a few more initiations. I don't want to go into the other initiations taken by the Honorable Prime Minister, that is Ayushman Bharat, wherein he is providing 5 lakh rupees as a health insurance for 10 crore families. Just imagine, one family, 5 members means nearly 50 crore people are covered under this Ayushman Bharat scheme. Indradhana, so many initiations that has been taken care of by the Prime Minister. as far as this PMBJP, PMBJP means is not a political party. PMBJP means Pradhana Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana. So under this PMBJP, the Prime Minister clearly told to his colleagues and our team persons that the medicines to all people should be made available under Prime Minister Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana at a price which is less up to 90%, from 50% to 90%. You can imagine with the branded medicines that is so costlier. And now there is a perception in the mind of the people that if costlier medicine means that is qualitative medicine, but it is not like that. As far as Pradhana Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana, we took such initiations. All the medicines which comes out to the persons who require medicine will be tested in the laboratories, and only on par with the branded medicines it will be made available to the people across the country. You may be surprised to know how we could able to take all these initiations further. Quality on one side, and even medicines are procured from WHO GMP certified suppliers. That means world standard suppliers. We are procuring the medicines. Each brand of drug procured is tested in NABL, that is the National Accreditation Board for testing. So it is tested there, and then only it comes out. So there is no question as far as your quality is concerned. And especially we have seen that this type of medicines, after procurement, it will be sold in Pradhana Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Kendras across the country. Even in the last financial year, that is 2019-20, we have achieved sales of about rupees 430 crores. 430 crores means it is our sales, but the benefit for the people of the country, it is around about 2,500 crore for the people of this country. That is 1 year's achievement by our Pradhana Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana. Even during COVID period, you may be surprised, there was no movement. The people were very much troubled because they can't come out of their house and all that. In spite of that, during COVID period, we have sold more than 30 to 40 crore medicines, which means nearly 200 to 300 crores beneficial to the people across the country. We sold 10 lakh face masks, 60 lakhs tablets of hydrochloroquine, which saved about 1,260 crore for the citizens of this country. We have provided paracetamol, azithromycin, etc. Everything. You know very well, I don't want to place it on record because the whole world knows we have provided nearly 120 countries the paracetamol and hydrochloroquine on their request, right from America, all European countries, and all that. That is the achievements of our ministry, especially for the people of the country. Even during the COVID-19 period, we used to be able to serve all the medicines in our practically we are having about 6,500 kendras at present. Out of 734 districts, 732 districts in the country, we have got Janaushadhi Kendras. I think that Sachin will tell, by the end of this month, we will be able to see that we will complete entire India. We will provide them this Janaushadhi with such a low price with qualitative medicines. Even we are not only doing that, we are providing support to the owners of the Janaushadhi Kendras. Earlier it was 2.5 lakh. Now we have extended it to 5 lakh. And even for northeastern states and SC, ST and other differently abled persons, women enterprises, we used to support them with an incentive of about 2 lakhs. These are the initiations taken by our government to see that each and every citizen of the country should get generic medicine. Of course, we have got our regional office at Gurgaon, and for better supply chain across the country, there are 2 regional offices, one in Chennai and then in Guwahati. It is the end-to-end supply chain management system has been taken care of, even to ensure easy availability of medicines to all the people, to all the Kendras. Apart from this, one of the important areas that we have taken care is the availability, easy availability of menstrual health to all women across India. Bharatiya Janaushadhi, we have brought this sanitary pads called Janaushadhi Suvidha at a minimum price of ₹1 per pad. ₹1 per pad. You can see the other branded items, they are selling it at ₹4, ₹5, ₹10, and all that. We are providing ₹1 per pad because the poor people, our brother, our sisters, our mothers, they will be made available of napkins. We have gone ahead to see that all this Janaushadhi centers should be linked with some latest technology like a mobile application. PM Janaushadhi Sugam has been launched. It is a digital platform. Anybody can trace the nearest Kendra, the medicines available in that Kendra, and even the equivalent medicines. If one medicine is not available, how that can be made use? By your mobile, you can trace out everything if you download that app. Now, 1 or 2 issues I would like to place before you, because you are the persons who, with your support, we could able to achieve all these things. Practically, awareness creation is one of the important areas of concern that we need to take care of, because the perception in the mind of people that this is very cheaper. So what is the quality of these medicines that we are providing in our Kendras? For that reason, we should create awareness in the minds of the people that quality is not synonymous with only with the price. That is one of the areas that we should. And apart from that, whenever we go to a doctor, whatever doctor writes prescription, that will be accepted by us. So awareness should be created not only in other areas, even including with doctors. This has to be done. And by this, we could able to see that huge employment is created across the country. As far as Karnataka is concerned, I will not take much of your time. I will take only 2 minutes. As far as Karnataka is concerned, there are 690 PM BJP Kendras are functional in the state of Karnataka. 690. Almost all the district hospitals, we have requested the state government to see that there must be a PM BJP Kendra, so that all poor people who are coming to the government hospital, they should be given quality medicine with affordable rate. This is our request. So we are continuously in touch with the state governments. All the 30 districts in the state are covered. Now, during COVID period, you can imagine what is the commitment of our government. During COVID, last 4 months, we could able to open 50 new Kendras. 50 new Kendras during COVID period open. And all the centers, we made a request that right from morning till late, you should be open your Kendras. Thereby, the people should be given all the benefits out of it. Sir, even COVID period, I can give you a small statistics. Sir, last 4 months, rupees 42.81 crore worth medicines are sold, sir. That means about more than 250-300 crores benefits have gone to the people of Karnataka even during COVID period. The intention was this, and the intention is being fully taken care of by our department. Even we have received about 200 applications. Applications are filed online. Now we are processing that also. There are certain issues which we are dealing very carefully. So this is the skeleton view in nutshell. I told, and we are committed to that. My Prime Minister is committed to that. And my departmental officers are available 24/7 to each and every person across the country. The supply chain was taken care of. The medicines are procured properly, and nearly more than 750 medicines are available. About nearly 150 medical devices are available in our PMD Kendra. So my request is only that you are the persons, you are the right persons, you can implement it more and more. We can form policies, we can procure medicines, we can supply it on time, and we can make it available to all the people across the country. But if your cooperation is more, what was detected there in the survey in 2015, we could able to see that the persons who are going below poverty line, they can be brought above poverty line. Thereby, a great service can be done to the humanity. I once again thank the organizers and giving me an opportunity. This being in my constituency, I am proud of you all, sir, because of your intention is to reach out to the people. Thereby, you invited myself and my Sachin, so that we are giving these ideas through you to the people of, not only for the Bangalore North constituency, to the people of the state and the people of the country. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Sadanand Gowda, sir. There is a saying, enthusiasm is the rocket fuel of achievement. When you are speaking, enthusiasm is coming out from the webinar to each and every attendee. It is so much of vibration. Thank you very much, Sadanand Gowda, sir, for emphasizing that your entire ministry and yourself and all the Janaushadhi people are Corona warriors. So even we pharmacists, KRPA people have worked like Corona warriors 24/7 alongside with you. And thank you very much for that sanitary pad introduction. It's very important for our nation. You also emphasized on the medical devices concept. That's very important, sir. Thank you so much. And it was indeed very, very illuminating for providing this talk. Of course.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. I have not covered the areas of my department, because now the Prime Minister has given a very big project for our department to have 3 pharma parks and 4 medical device parks. Total investment will be 13,600 crores, and project incentive schemes are also given in that, so that these parts will certainly push us. At present, we are dependent upon various other countries like China. More than 60% of API, KSMs we are importing from other countries. We want to see that Atmanirbhar Bharat should be there. All the APIs and KSMs within 2 to 3 years, we ourselves must manufacture, and we should not depend upon any other countries, either for medicines or for medical devices. This is the latest, about 1 month back, this has come out. I have come up with the draft parameters, how the farms will be, pharma parks will be taken care of.
Yes, sir. So that is what I said. Enthusiasm is the energy which you are bringing. As soon as I started on that, you have emphasized on the pharma parks and about the key starting materials. Thank you so much. I think there are other platforms like KDPMA, Karnataka Drug Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association. They may also want to have a webinar or something like that. That time we will approach you. But now, thank you very much, sir, for this talk on the Janaushadhi concept. Now, sir, in case any VVIP or VIP wants to exit the webinar, please do so, but don't touch the red button. But you are welcome to stay. We will continue with the proceedings. Now we will have the CEO, Mr. Sachin, to speak on, but I think he's having some connectivity issues. So what I will do, I will start my presentation, until Mr. Sachin comes, and then I'll switch over to straight away Mr. Sachin. So he will be getting his presentation. So let me give you some background, fellow attendees. Many of you are pharmacists and also from the public, but I think Mr. Sachin has come in. Mr. Sachin, yes. So I've stopped. Mr. Sachin, are you there? No, he's having some major connectivity issues. I will continue. So this is a branded medicine. I think all of us know. This is not an advertisement, but we in pharmacists are agnostic to all this. So Crocin, for example, it costs price X. But this is called a generic. This is the difference, especially for the general public. There is no brand name put on the medicine. When no brand name is there, that is called as a generic. And if the brand name is there, that becomes a branded medicine. Historically in India, the pharmaceutical industry has grown. I am from the pharma industry and from KRPA. We have grown by promoting the branded medicines. We promote it to doctors, pharmacies, and then obtain the sales. This is how we have grown. But what Janaushadhi has done is a game changer. It has reduced the price and made the medicines affordable and accessible by introducing the concept of unbranded medicines, that is generic medicines, which is a common model across the world. Yes, Mr. Sachin sir, I think you are back. Thank you very much. You know, we have these in-between fillers. So I had taken over. So now it is all over
There
to
was
Mr.
a power cut during the rally.
Yeah. Please start, Mr. Sachin sir. We are all ears. Please start.
I would like to thank my honorable minister sir for the precious time, and under the leadership and guidance of Sir, the Janaushadhi is achieving a new milestone even during this tough and challenging time of in this tough time, the logistics is a real challenge. The trucks were not available, the laborers were not available, the courier and the post were stopped due to this coronavirus. Even then, sir inspired us and guided us that how we can manage. In fact, you all will be surprised to know that even a small control room was set up in his house. Sir's personal stand, right? Personal yes. They manage the local passes. Sir, I will your permission.
Unfortunately, there is some audio issue with Mr. Sachin's end. From our end, it is clear. This is
Sir, your audio is not clear, sir.
Because I had taken through two different systems and this mobile.
No, you come to through one laptop. You come, sir. One laptop you come and switch on the audio and video.
I was using this laptop first. Then I make you contact with the voice is not hearing.
You can come through mobile, sir. No issue. If he
Or you
is,
can use a mobile, sir. Or you can use a mobile.
whichever is better for him.
Now it's funny to
Okay, sir. Okay. Please call from mobile.
Yes. Yeah. So our mobile in Bartare. So by the time he comes and joins, I will continue. Is it a right approach, Mr. Professor?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So as I was talking about the importance of unbranded medicine, so that is called as generic. Now historically abroad in US and the main foreign countries, Sachin sir, are you there?
Please
Sachin,
try.
Yeah, he is trying. Okay.
Continue, sir.
Yeah. So historically it is. Sachin sir, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
You can continue, sir. You can continue.
And I think there may be some problem with the because I was using different setup for that. So I was telling that even during this time, several steps were taken in the control group. In this month of the listed in for years, I was achievement because in general, as the OPDs are closed, pharma sales are actually experiencing a little bit downward trend. So there is a 20 to 25% downward trend in the sales of Indian pharmacy. But Janosdi has clocked a growth of 100%. It is only because we are very emphasizing on the quality. The first thing, the second thing is that the logistics. We are ensuring that the medicine will reach to the shops as and when needed. So, and the third one, and that is the most challenging, that almost all of the manufacturing companies in India, they are
He's having some major issues. So in between, I would have to introduce my presentation. So again, switching back to my presentation, as I was talking about, the unbranded medicines are very common in the Western countries. Those which go off patent, they will immediately launch an unbranded medicine. So we have been making a lot of money, the Indian pharma industry, by supplying these unbranded medicines to the foreign markets, particularly USA, UK, Germany, and other advanced nations. Now, normally those medicines which are having patent coverage, and at the same time they are having the brand name, that is brand name patented products, they are very pricey, and their patent life may be for about 10 years to 20 years, depending on when the grant of patent was there. Based on that, once the patent gets over, Mr. Sachin sir, please, Mr. Sachin sir, continue, sir, continue.
I am very sorry this problem with the internet here, but I was mentioning that how did take the challenge down and perform in this lockdown period. I just want to sum up all the things that with the normal pharmacy manufacturing company in India, they are facing great problem now, because due to shortage of labor, due to shortage of APIH, KSM, their manufacturing capacity is down by about more than 50 to 70%. So it is a real Herculean challenge for us to arrange the medicines from the manufacturer. They are also facing the issue of finances, the working capital challenges, and other issues. So whatever we are doing, we are focusing on getting finance for our manufacturers. We are supporting them by getting their KSM APIs from the manufacturer. So in these ways, we then arrange the local pass from local district collectors and police for their factories to get open. So by taking these small steps, we help our manufacturers, and now we got a loyal brand of manufacturers other persons. So it is a big change. Normally the private manufacturers, they prefer to go to private parties. They are a little bit hesitant to supply to the government, because it is a normal perception that there is so much problem of to the government. We assume that transparent procurement process. If the tender comes in 90 days, we are making the payment in 40 days. Even in the COVID time, even advance payment to some of the manufacturers, so that they can supply material to us, not to any other private players. In these ways, we ensured supply, and the result is in front of you. They had a very only 90 stores in 2017, and they were almost defunct. Journey 90 to more than 6,500 within this span of 3 years. It is a remarkable achievement for Janosdi, and it is possible only because of the support what we got from the people. They placed trust on us.
Well, I think this hide and seek will be a part of the life. Don't worry, that is how life is. Don't expect everything to be perfect in life. And we are here to make all the course corrections. So unbranded medicines are very important. They form a big part of the economy. Now, there are several reasons why medicines are costly. Do you know which is the costliest medicine currently available in the world today? Well, it is at $2.1 million US. That is the new gene therapy. It is the most expensive drug ever. It is called Zolgensma. It is a new drug that has been approved and costs $2.1 million US. And it is marketed by Novartis, basically. So that is the kind of, it is for one of the rare diseases. So it is one of the most interesting thing that drugs also can cost an amazing lot. Now, why is it that drugs are so costly? You have to look at this graphic for that. Many of the pharmacists would have also studied this. This is just a revision. See, the timeline is, sir, yes, you are back. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Please continue, sir.
I'm extremely sorry due to this network.
You continue, sir. Continue fast.
I just want to sum up the things that due to this, all of the efforts taken by the Jan Aushadhi under the guidance of Honorable Minister, we are able to serve the people in this tough time and the time of need. And we ensure all the listeners who are attending this webinar create an awareness among the people that look, the branded medicines and the generic medicines both are same, both have the same ingredient, both are subject to the same quality checks, and do trust. If you are getting a thing at ₹5, there is no need to the people can just have to play a very role in the mindset change of people that look, the brand is not good. I'm not telling that the brand is bad. The person who can really but the healthcare at the least possible expenditure. So we should encourage the people that if you want to go for the generic medicine, then please come out of any suspicion or also 6,500 centers, and in all centers at least 1 or 2 pharmacists are working. So directly more than 10,000 pharmacists are working for the Jan Aushadhi stores. So it is a good source of employment for them also. They can be self-employed. Just the concept of Honorable Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Bharat. So they can be Atmanirbhar. They can be a job giver rather than a job seeker. And a spirit of entrepreneurship they can develop, and later on they can start their own company. You can name any pharma company of the India. They did you can name learn to have. So I just congratulate all of you for organizing this dinner. I also would like to thank you, Professor Ravindra, and reminding me that, sir, you have to attend, and I am really thankful to all of you for providing me this platform so that I can have an interaction with all of you. There is a little
Thank you, sir. That was informative. You have really given a morale booster dose. We always say that there is a need for morale booster dose every time, and that has come straight from you, the horse's mouth. Thank you very much. And if connectivity is there, sir, just one point you can emphasize to our listeners. How profitable is it? Profitable to have a Jan Aushadhi?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it profitable to have Jan Aushadhi?
Yes, yes.
Some connectivity issues, attendees. Don't worry. Yeah, please continue, sir. Please continue.
And you are suppose you are a person from a special category or the woman entrepreneur, you will get additional 2 lakh rupees, additional to the 5 lakh.
Okay.
Rupees for setup of stores. So overall, the government is going to give you a support plus now we have high market, high general in a remote so they are to earn to 5 lakh rupees and your profit. Even after all of your expenses, your electricity, your salary, you
Yeah, it is a little unfortunate, sir. The connectivity issue is breaking your voice. So that is the only hitch here. Otherwise, it was a very, very interesting session. And people have been very glued onto your talk. There's a lot of appreciation and thanking you for being very informative and interesting. But again, they're writing connectivity problem. But otherwise, everybody is appreciating your kind inputs.
your voice is coming very clear. I am able to listen you very clearly.
Yeah. The connectivity issue is from your end, sir, if you don't mind, we'll proceed with the next phase of this program. Do I have
Yes,
your
sir.
permission, sir? Yes.
Please.
Sachin, sir, can I proceed to the next?
I have
part
to
of
go
the
for a
program?
meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Sir,
Yes,
please
yes,
don't
please.
click the red button. Don't click the red button. That's all. That is the only request.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Ravindra, sir. Please thank him.
Thank you.
Sir, you need to enable your audio. I believe we are not able to hear you.
Ravindra, your audio is off. Okay, right. Let's proceed now. Sachin sir has left and Ravindra sir is also finished. So now let me give the wrap-up presentation. So as I was talking, friends, the timeline and development stages for a pharmaceutical product are very important. Just imagine, into the funnel, you are having 5 to 10,000 drug candidates. 5 to 10,000 molecules are being screened. Now from there, it goes to the preclinical animal studies. Out of those 10,000, they select only 20 molecules. Mind you, only 20 molecules. And then on, it goes to phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 3 is the place where you start commercializing the medicine. The US FDA or the drug authorities give you the permission to market the product. Now, the time consumed for this is minimum 10 years to maximum 20 years for developing that medicine. Up to that, you have spent money on 10,000 candidates, 20 candidates in preclinical, 10 candidates in phase 1, and again in phase 2, you have spent money on 2 to 5 candidate molecules. It has not worked out. You have screened and you have removed them. Then it boils down to just 1 or 2 molecules. So that is why the cost of inventing a medicine is very big. Look at this funnel. It's called as a funnel, drug discovery and development funnel. So 20 to 30,000 candidates may be considered. These molecule entities are then screened both in silico, in vitro, in vivo, preclinical. All these studies are done. In stage 3, they have to establish the absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion of such components, see the safety and efficacy, then only take it up. In phase 1, in normal volunteers, they see that right now for the vaccines, phase 1 clinical trial is going on. They are trying to see the safety and efficacy of the dose which is given. So that is how the drug candidates move. So here in phase 1, the safety in medicines is checked. In phase 2, the effectiveness in treating the diseases is checked. And in phase 3, large-scale studies are done. So you do it multicentric, double-blind if possible, with the comparison with the standard of care. You do it in several large populations. Normally, they are multicentric. And when you do that, then you realize the product, the molecule has got some future. So by then, you would have spent millions of US dollars. Now, that is why in discovery and screening, lead optimization, ADMET, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, clinical trials, and then NDA approval to bring the new drug to the market, lot of continuous activities are done. That is why today, for COVID-19 management, people have gone in for repurposing of the medicines. They are not inventing a new anti-COVID medicine except for the vaccine. Repurposing is a little more beneficial because at the same dose, you are trying to see its efficacy only. Safety is well established. Hydroxychloroquine is well established for its safety. What about the efficacy in the COVID-19 as a prophylactic? So that is what the check is being done. So repurposing is a less costlier thing. So here is the compound success rate. Out of the 5,000 to 10,000 which are screened, 250 will enter the animal trials, and then only 5 going for the clinical trials. I request every person to go through this book, An Unfinished Agenda, written by K. Anjireddy. It is a fantastic book. Every pharmacist and everybody who is associated with this pharmaceutical industry, he should buy this book and read it. He gives clear-cut description of how actually new drug development takes place, how the Indian pharma industry has evolved, and what was the contributions of Anjireddy and his company. Mythbreaker is another book which you should read. Okay, this is a little more interesting because it's more on biotech, and more interestingly, there are certain aspects about how the stock market is very tied in with the fortunes of a company. Look into this book also. So overall, if you notice, new drug development is a lucrative and a risky business. See, I myself, when I was marketing the products as a frontline field worker, we had at that time Rofecoxib. It was a specific COX-2 inhibitor which created waves, Vioxx from Merck. That was the drug. Rofecoxib was later withdrawn in phase 4. Mind you, phase 3 they passed. Phase 4 they found that the patients were having strokes, brain strokes, and more increased heart attacks due to the Rofecoxib on long-term therapy. So they withdrew the drug, and this costed 1.5 billion US dollars. Now imagine, they have spent so many millions and up to $1 billion for making the molecule, inventing it. And afterwards, due to the legal suits and the law problem, they had to spend 1.5 billion US dollars. So that is the cost which comes, and that is the risk which are associated with the launch of a new drug. People say in India, why we are not launching a new drug? This is the reason. It is not just a lucrative business. It is a high risk and a high gain game. So very few people are able to put so much of money into the pipeline to commercialize a new molecular entity. Look at the story of terfenadine and astimazole. You know, when we were marketing terfenadine and astimazole, it was considered to be a very good antihistaminic. Then suddenly one day, we got the orders that this drug is no more good compared to cetirizine, levocetirizine, and other new drugs, including loratadine, which was introduced. And these 2 drugs had to be withdrawn. Now imagine the pain of the inventor, the innovator company. He has spent money for terfenadine, astimazole. He has commercialized it, but then he had to withdraw that. This is the game. So gentlemen and ladies, most of the pharma companies will try to launch a blockbuster molecule. What is a blockbuster? It should make $1 billion US sales. If it does not make $1 billion US sales, no company which is large is interested in manufacturing and marketing that molecule. That is why most of the molecules which are being launched today are not in the anti-infective category. They are in the lifestyle drug category. Why? Because diabetic medicines or anti-diabetics and antihypertensives, they need to be repeat purchased. So the profit and the sales potential is much higher in that. That is why big pharma is investing more on lifestyle drugs. And today, less research and commercialization is happening for the anti-infective medicines, which is a cause of concern for us in the third world or developing economies. Do you know the balaglitazone story? Well, DRL made a very brave attempt under Dr. Anjireddy to commercialize an anti-diabetic molecule called balaglitazone. Why balaglitazone? Bala because he is a firm believer in Tirupati Balaji. So he took that Bala from there, and it was a glitazone drug, Bala glitazone. But unfortunately, there were some cancer tumors in the preclinical trials. It did not even reach the phase 1 clinical trial. So that is a challenge. Most of the success stories in India have been to enter into the US market with generics. So what are the generics? Like, for example, fluoxetine. They tweaked the dosage to some extent, and then they entered the molecule into the US market and got what is called as 180-day exclusivity, because of which they were able to ward off generic competition. So the name of the game is you should be very good in generics. Then the next level is innovating a molecule. Yes, there are controversial marketing practices in the pharma industry which is adding to the drug development costs. In India, currently we have the UCPMP, Uniform Code for Pharmaceutical Marketing Practices. Now, this is a UCPMP code for marketeers, which is voluntary. But in US, don't think that US is a very clean industry. There also huge things are happening, and pharma marketing is not a game for the weak stomach people. It is a very, very strong game. Lot of things are there. So, for example, there they have the Sunshine Act, which is governing the payments or the quid pro quo, which is done to the medical doctors. I will give you an interesting story. Recently, John Kapoor, who's not in India, but he is a US citizen, he had a company called Insys Therapeutics, and he aggressively marketed a painkiller, opioid painkiller called fentanyl. Now, this fentanyl is an opioid painkiller. They over-marketed and ensured over-prescribing of the product. He was brought to the book, and he had to pay billions of US dollars as punishment, and he was also sent to jail. So Physicians Payments Act, Sunshine Act in 2010 is one of the laws in the USA, and that is the equivalent of it they are trying to implement in India, but currently we have got USPMP. Another very important act which changed the Indian pharma industry's innovation. Yes, we do a lot of reverse engineering, which is also innovation, and that was the Hatch-Waxman Act. You should understand why this Hatch-Waxman Act was done in the US. See, please understand, US is basically a syndicate of the pharmaceutical marketeers, then the insurance companies, and the pharmacy managers. These three people decide what medicine you should take. It is kind of very different from what we have in India. Actually, in India, the market is far, far cleaner. You've got an excellent NPPA, which is looking at the prices of the products. You've got Janaushadhi scheme, which is competing with the brand marketeers in India. And at the same time, there is free healthcare facility, which is not possible in USA. In USA, you've got insurance companies. In India, you can go to a government hospital and get free medicine, free healthcare service, which is unheard of in USA. So what you see here in India is that the market is relatively cleaner. I dare say that despite being a pharma marketeer for 3 decades. The Hatch-Waxman Act was done in the USA to offer incentives to make the drugs affordable. In USA, the drugs are not affordable, and it is very, very strict. The branded generics are not a concept there. Generics had to be encouraged. The entire domination is by only the inventor molecule. So to break that, they introduced this Hatch-Waxman Act, which encouraged the generic competition. Generics are Me Too drugs, and they do not have to undergo the same lengthy, expensive clinical testing process. So this act helped the US market to encourage the adoption of generic medicines. So it streamlined the generic approval process, and due to this, there is good acceptance of Indian generic products in the USA. Now, why are medicines costly? Well, basically because we have seen the funnel of development is very, very lengthy and very costly. You spend a lot of money, not just on the molecule which is commercialized. You are spending so much of money on non-commercialized molecules. But there is one type of controversy here. Some of the molecules which have been commercialized have been developed in public universities. But of course, after that, the commercialization and lot of investment has been done by the commercial manufacturers. So that is one point to note. And one of the other reasons why US market there is a lot of costly pricing is it is a monopoly pricing. And they focus a lot on stock value. If you have got Netflix, you please look at a very interesting story. It is a beautiful infomercial. It is a documentary type of film on Turing Pharmaceuticals and Viara Pharmaceuticals. So this company, it increased the cost of their medicine by 5,456%. Can you imagine? That is the kind of increase that this pharmaceutical company has done for its medicine in India, in abroad, in USA. From 13.5 US dollars, it went to 750 US dollars per pill. That was the cost increase in the medicine. Now this is considered, and it went for US Congress hearing, and there was a very wide ranging, but they could not book completely that company because the laws are also favoring the manufacturers. You see, they don't have an NPPA, they don't have a DPCO, they don't have Janaushadhi there. We are fortunate to have these three. Pharma industry thinks these three are evils, but we pharma entrepreneurs are able to live. They are not evils. They are counterbalancing, and they are creating affordable medicines to everybody in India. It is really a great thing. So how is India responding to its domestic market as well as the international market? Well, India is the pharmacy of the world. We are exporting medicines, generic medicines, to 220 countries across the world. 60% of the vaccines of the world are produced in India, and we are going to reach 10 lakh crores. We have got around 10,500 manufacturing units, 25,000 marketeers. 90% of the formulations for anti-AIDS, HIV medications are produced from India for the world. 60% of the vaccines are produced for the world from India. And as per the WHO, every third child which undergoes vaccination is through the vaccine produced from India. Every fifth tablet, capsule, or injectable generic drug which is purchased across the world is manufactured in India. So we are really rocking, and that's why we are called the global pharmacy of the world. We are called global pharmacy of the world because we are very good at generic medicine manufacturing. But what the Bureau of Pharma PSUs of India has noted is that 6 out of 10 people in India do not have access to medicines, despite us being the generic medicine manufacturer for the world. You look at the prices, like for example, paracetamol 650 is 1 rupee per tablet, and Cadilla's human insulin MRP is 148, but it is sold at 100. Thyroxine 50 mg is just sold at rupees 60. These are all the various types of generic medicines which are available in India. They are manufactured by standard companies like Lupin, Cipla, Leaford, Ranbaxy, Zydus Cadila. Today in places like Bombay, Hyderabad, you have got non-Janaushadhi generic stores which are manufacturing these sort of generic medicines. So India is contributing through the pharmaceutical industry's activities of low cost and very affordable products. India at the same time is innovating. We are providing innovative formulations like Chyanem, which is a toothpaste, Fresh Chlor, which is a oroprotective virucidal mouthwash and throat gargle. Virucidal is a very unique product aspect about this. Omnident for improvement of the gum health. These are all fantastic products, and Janaushadhi is a part of the Indian pharmaceutical structure, which is also offering affordable medicines. Here are some interesting FAQs about Janaushadhi. Please see, what is Janaushadhi? It is Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi scheme launched by Department of Pharmaceuticals, and the aim is to provide quality generics. They are no brand name medicines, and these dedicated outlets are called Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Kendra. So what is this BPPI? Bureau of Pharmaceutical PSUs of India was established by DOP, Department of Pharmaceuticals, with the support of all the central public sector units to procure, supply and market generic drugs through Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Kendra. What about the quality? Like emphasized by Mr. Gowda sir, Sadanand Gowda sir, strictly monitored through NABL laboratories for each batch to ensure the efficacy and safety and therapeutic equivalence. Janaushadhi, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is the timing. The BPPI website gives you the location of these kendras. They have got an open tender system for procurement from not only PSUs but also from the private sector. We private sector guys can also request that our generic medicines be considered for supply. If you want to open a Janaushadhi center, any NGO or cooperative society can open. Unemployed pharmacist or even a medical practitioner can open, but he has to employ a pharmacist. 120 square feet is required. He should be a registered pharmacist. Documentation should be perfect. Drug license to be taken in the name of Pradhan Mantri Janaushadhi Kendras, and there is a financial capacity to be shown. 20% margin is assured. So Janaushadhi is a profitable business model. 2.5 lakhs was the assistance given by the Janaushadhi authorities to establish the Janaushadhi Kendra. But now it has been increased to 5 lakhs as per Dr. Sadanand Gowda. And in special categories, additional 2 lakhs as per the CEO. You can go to this particular website and you can get more answers for the various questions you may have. And yes, Dr. Pratima is saying every PharmD qualified personnel is unhappy and is struggling for the right opportunity. Authorities should consider for the growth. Exactly. That is why we are organizing all these webinars. Please, madam, understand, if we stand united, if we are having this of the pharmacist, by the pharmacist, for the pharmacist, if we are able to do these sort of activities, pharmacists will grow. Otherwise, we will not have professional linkages. So we are doing this for professional linkages, knowledge sharing. So now let us
I
see
think, Sunil sir, I think in order to add to what you said to Pratima madam, I think we also filed a letter to government of Karnataka as well as the central government to add PharmD students as well as the PharmD graduates in the time of COVID times actually.
Good.
Highlight that also, yeah.
Perfect. That is what we have done.
Don't you think that, it should be seen. It's a collective effort that should be made actually, as Sunil sir told actually.
So KRPA is doing its vanguard job of petitioning to various authorities, and we are always on the job. You can collaborate with us, and a lot of people are appreciating us. Thank you very much for the appreciation. And there was a question about how is Janaushadhi profitable that I've answered. And Janaushadhi, some of the Janaushadhis are selling branded medicines. Now that's an illegal activity. And there is another question that why not Janaushadhi medicines be sold to the various pharmacies? Any pharmacy. Pharmacy should have a counter of Janaushadhi in its this thing. In fact, we have also requested for that, but company or government policy seems to be that they want Janaushadhi Kendras. Professor Ravindra sir, now
Yes,
it's
sir.
all over to you. You can please provide your remarks.
Yeah, today we got an opportunity, we got it. So we are fortunate that our Bangalore North MP and Sri Sadanand Gowda ji addressed, and he has highlighted the schemes available and what is the latest things available. He has highlighted that earlier we used to get 2.5 lakhs subsidy from the government. Now we are getting 5 lakhs and additional 2 lakhs also. So it's a very good profitable business now. So any graduates, now those who complete B Pharma or D Pharma, think over to start your Janaushadhi Kendra. And very important thing is that government of Karnataka is also providing a free premises. You can approach the government of Karnataka through drug control department. They'll give you free premises to open your medical stores, Janaushadhi Kendra. So it is fortunate for the, and you can become an entrepreneur. So you need not to become an employee, you can become an employer. It's a great opportunity. So with this view only, we have made this webinar to highlight that. So even one more thing is there. If you can open Janaushadhi shortly, and afterwards, if you want to start your own organization, if your own company, you can start. Government of India having a project of giving 1 crore loan. It is called as the startup loan facility is also available. Anybody who is interested to have a loan licensing or manufacturing or any kind of thing, if you want to do it, let us start a company, you can start this. For this, you need to have a basic knowledge of business. For that reason, you start your own Janaushadhi Kendra and get the acquainted. So in this occasion, I wanted to thank my management, our chairman, Sri Raja Reddy Garu, and our secretary, Sri Arun sir, Mr. Kiran sir, Arun sir, and our beloved Principal Narayan Swamy sir and my team. So any success because of my team. So my team always work hard with unity for the success of the program. And today we are very, very fortunate that Minister has taken a good time and explained all the things. And due to our Sachin Kumar Singh, due to connectivity problem, we are unable to listen whatever he wanted to take. But we are not unhappy because we got more knowledge than Sachin Kumar Singh would have given. Our moderator Sunil Kumar sir has updated like anything. I think he's a dictionary. He's a pharma dictionary. Anything and everything. Just in the evening we were discussing. He said, "Don't worry, sir. I don't disappoint the people who come for the webinar. 100%, sir. You did your job and excellent. Thanks a lot for this one." And my friend Kaushik Devraj, he has taken initiation for the publicity. Seen yesterday in almost all the newspapers, it has appeared. And they're doing a very good job also. Last we had 10 days back, we written a letter to the government of Karnataka and the BBMP to include pharmacist for the post of pharmacy post. So they obliged, and more than 300 pharmacists are going to be appointed by BBMP. It is an achievement by our RR College and as well as our KRPA. We have taken initiation and we given letter to the minister and we are given to the BBMP. They accepted and most of the people are taken the job now. They're getting 20,000 salary they are getting now. So it is a humble appeal. We started this. So like this. So we request everybody to join your hands in our all the ventures. And one more good news I want to tell you here. So now our RR College is tied up with the Bank of Baroda, and Bank of Baroda has come out with the one scheme called as Bob GAN. So anybody interested to join the pharmacy program, we are going to give you 4 lakhs loan. 4 lakhs education loan will be given without any kind of security. No security, no guarantor, nothing is required here. Just you can come and join RR College. We will assure you 100% placement. So we have from 1 decade 100% placement and then 100% result. So this is our team strength. And so I thank one and all for giving an opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Ravindra sir. You look magically young today. You're looking so smart. He's competing with Yash, our own Yash. Yes. Do you have any comments, Dr. Kaushik Devraju sir? Please.
Only thing that I want to say is that I used to take a medicine every day, and every 10 tablets used to cost me 180 rupees. Now I'm taking the same tablet, 100 tablets, that is costing me 180 rupees. I think it's all because of Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana. And I'm promoting my mother also do the same thing, and she is also accepted and taking the same medicine. I think the cost effectiveness is really the need of the hour as far as India is concerned. And coming to the, as Sunil sir told, and everyone knows, India is pharmacy of the world. I think today, if you look at the newspaper, Serum Institute of India has come up saying that if you could manufacture a vaccine that is going to be less than 250 rupees as a max vaccine, I think that's the strength and the strength of India. And Sunil sir also mentioned the note of Hatch-Waxman Act also. I think very tremendous. I think you walk through all the generic things, that how the generic products from face to face. I think very good. I think we didn't have the connectivity problem. We do have the connectivity issue from the Sachin sir, but our Sunil sir managed it and took over to the safe place. I think, first of all, I'd like to congratulate the RR College of Pharmacy, the principal, Viren Narayan Swamy sir, and the dynamic Ravindra sir for taking all this pain and making this event very successful. And the great thing about you is that you walk the talk. I think there are less people who does that. And you walk the talk. I think that's really appreciable, and you keep motivating us so that we could do more things. We collaborate with RR College of Pharmacy. Principal looks very tremendous. Also, always keeps working very hard and encouraging the the faculties of the college. That is great as a leader, sir. Thank you very much. Sunil sir, thank you very much. You should rename your name as Sunil Webinarkar.
Yes,
Thank you very
yes.
much, sir. Very, very,
We have
very
to rename
happy to this such
Oh,
type of
Sunil sir doing very well. Very good it is.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Sunil sir, once again.
Yeah, I think we can call it a day, but I request permission from Professor Ravindra sir and Professor Narayan sir.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir.
Yes.
Well done, sir. Thank you. Done very
Thank you.
well.
God bless everybody. Thank you.
I thank